Okay, we are continuing with our question on inventory valuation. Now we are on 1.2. The owner and the accountant disagree on the method of stock valuation. The accountant wants to use the FIFO method. Remember, initially we used the weighted average method. Now we are going to make use of the FIFO method, or the first in, first out method. Okay, 1.2.1. Calculate the stock value on 28 February 2019 using the FIFO method. 28 February 2019, that is the end of the financial year, which means they actually want us to calculate the value of the closing stock using the FIFO method. We go again back to our table A, the stock on 28 February 2019, 220 units. This time we are using the FIFO method. So this, we know that the number of units is 220 units that were on hand. Okay, and we'll now go back to B. Okay, listen carefully. When we are using the FIFO method, okay, it simply means that the stock that was first purchased was the first one to be sold. And the stock that is most likely to remain unsold is the stock that was purchased last. So if we look at the months that are given here, the last purchase took place in January 2019. This is where we are going to get most of the stock that remained unsold, because this stock was purchased last. Okay, fine. So we are going to look at the number of items that were on hand. Is 220 items on hand, or 220 units on hand. Okay, so if you look at the month of January, they have got 200 units at 5,512 each. What we want to make is 220. But already, if you look again at the other information given, 7 units from the January 2019 purchases were returned. So in January, we are no longer having 200, but we are actually having 200 minus 7. Let me show you using the calculation. So I said we are going to go to January. We are going to say 200 units minus 7, which is going to give us something like 193 units. So from January, we have got 193 units at what price? Times 5,512. Okay, let's go to our calculators. 193 times 5,512, it will give us 1,63,816. Okay, that is the value of the 193 units. Remember, at the same time, our closing stock is 220. We want to make 220. Okay, we have taken all the stock that remained in January after the returns, is it? But we still we are not yet on 220. How many more units do we need to make 220? So the other units, we are going to take them in the month that is just before January, which is in October. That's where we are going to get the remaining units that are going to make up 220. Okay, fine. So it means we are going on to the month of October. Okay, October. Okay, fine. We are going to say how many units are remaining. We need 220 minus how many units do we have already? 193 units. Okay, it will give us 220 minus 193. We are going to get something like 27. 27 units are needed to make 220 times what was the cost price for each unit in October. Okay, it is 5,145 each. So it's 27 units times 5,145, which is going to give us something like 138,915. 138,915. Okay, now we can add the two amounts. Okay, after adding those two amounts, we are going to get 1,202,731. 1,202,731. So this is the value of our closing stock using the FIFO method. 1,202,731. Let me remind you again, when you are calculating the closing stock using the FIFO method, you look at the stock that was purchased last. That's where you are most likely to get the stock that remained unsold. Remember, when you say FIFO method, we are saying first in, first out, to mean that the stock that is sold first is the one that came in first, and the one that is most likely to remain unsold is the one that was purchased last. That's why I started from the bottom going up, from January going up to October, to get my 220 units, which make up the closing stock. Okay, fine. So this is our calculation, and then this is the value of our closing stock using the FIFO method. Thank you.